Well, people, tonight I saw something very peculiar. You see, Mr. President was on Air Force One, and he was faced with a barrage of questions. As he was going back and forth, the typical Donald style, I'm saying to myself, Pearson, when was the last time you saw Donald J. Trump in a purple tie? I thought, it's been a long time. I said it's been a long time. I'm like, I wonder, is he hinting at something? He's on Air Force One with a purple tie on the 30th of November. What could it all mean? Let me go into the gematria calculator, see if I can find something. Okay, I did save that. Well, let me show you what I got. Tonight is November 29th, 2025. April 21st is the 111th day of the year. Now, you might ask, why have I done that? Pope Francis passed on the 111th day of the year, which is April 21st. And last night I revealed in a video that the White House was founded on November 1st of 1800. So that's 111. So Donald Trump is in relation to the White House and the Pope. Did I mention that the Pope, not only did he pass on April 21st, which is the 111th day of the year, but also Rome was founded on April 21st. A lot of 111s. So when you look at this decode of 421, I figure he's speaking in relation to that because he got on that Phoenician purple tie. So 421, the day the Pope died, subtracted from today, November 29th, gives you 316, which is like Christmas season. Christ's sacrifice, John 3:16. Got it? And also, not only 316, look what it says. 7 months and 9 days. And Trump just had to be 79 years old. I'm like, Pearson, no. Wait a minute, let me keep you guys in suspense. I can't do that. Look at it for yourself. I said, look at it for yourself. The man got on a purple tie. And I noticed the time was 444 when he started speaking. Like Barack Obama, 44th president. No, Pearson, no, he couldn't be speaking like that. Is there a possibility? It's a nice tie, too. It's all silk, quality. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Franchise Pearson, and welcome again to my channel. It is the 30th of November. Definitely of November, I will remember, 2025. I have 11:36 in the p.m. And if you're wondering what is that purple about, well, let me just run off a few things. I said a few weeks ago that if you take King Charles' birthday and subtract it from his mother's birthday, you get 6 months and 7 days. Now, you know they wear that purple crown, right? Well, suppose I told you that when you subtract, again, King Charles' birthday from his mother's birthday, you get Prince's birthday, June 7th. Way back in '84, when I worked for a certain newspaper, I told my editor, Prince was talking about the purple rain, but it wasn't the R-A-I-N. It is the R-E-I-G-N in my mind. The reign of the coming king, the Antichrist. It's interesting that when you take the Queen Mother and King Charles. I guess symbolically they birthed the purple rain, huh? But I digress. Trump got this purple town, y'all. I think the man is speaking. I won't hold you in suspense too long. I want you to look at some things that he said. Got my speaker on. I guess I'm all ready. Check this out.
President Donald Trump has stood by a slur that he made about former Democrat vice presidential candidate Tim Walz. Mr. Trump first used the slur against him in a social media post on Thursday. Speaking on Air Force One, the president said the Minnesota governor's policy on refugees from Somalia was the reason for the criticism.
Do you stand by that claim of calling Tim Walz retarded?
Yeah, I think there's something wrong with him. Absolutely, sure.
You don't think that
You have a problem with it? You know what? I think there's something wrong with him. Anybody that would do what he did, anybody that would allow those people into his state and pay billions of dollars out to Somalia. We give billions of dollars to Somalia. It's not even a country because it doesn't function like a country. It's got a name, but it doesn't function like a country. Yeah, there's something wrong with Walz.
Now, you know, Trump said he wasn't going to be renewing all those things that Biden and Kamala and Obama had in place. That, hey, once that's done, that's done. They can go back home. This is about to get severe. And he's going to take another look, that is to re-examine the citizenship. If I'm not mistaken, Somalia has the biggest, they got the biggest population of their culture in America. I believe they have someone in office as well. Now, I look at the timing of this, and I'm saying to myself, in relation to the National Guard, is Trump going to really stick by his word? He's got the National Guard in, I'd say maybe 6 or 7 places. He just put 500, well, it should be, I guess that by tomorrow, 500 new National Guard coming to Washington, D.C. Do you think he's going to be spreading himself too thin? But I did tell you guys that I do believe there are pockets in the United States that there could be. That's what they're preparing for. And every time you turn around, it appears to me there has to be a different reason to send troops. Maybe one day I'll do a video on that. Usually it's crime, or usually it's illegals. And now Somalia and the investigation of those billions of dollars. What do you think? I think the purple tie is speaking. I think Trump knows his time is up. You know, I'm going to put a video in the description in relation to that purple rain. It's called French Out Blue. I want you to, in fact, let me take a picture of this here. It's in your face. I want to really, really promote this because this could very well be the month. This could, people, look, this could very well be the month that everything I've been saying for decades is going to come to pass. I'll put this video in the link. See the two colors, purple and the blue? There was a group back in the day called the Phoenicians. They were seamen. On the shores of the sea, they used to collect a clam or a seashell. And there was a purple dye, the most expensive item of that day. A lot of trade going on. And they used to make all types of garments and everything with that purple. Those people also were dastardly. They used to sacrifice men, women, teenagers, but from my history, babies, blood sacrifices to Baal, Moloch, and Satan. It was a trade-off. You give me some blood, I'll give you territory. I'll give you riches, diamonds, golds. I'll make you a king. They connected in the spiritual realm, portals and things like that. And one way they communicated was through colors, the purple and the blue. And tonight, Mr. President, what he got on? Something I don't think I've ever seen or rarely seen, purple. Now, a week ago, he was coming out of the White House and he had on red and black. Red and black. And I would say 5 days later, that's when we had the shooting in Washington, D.C. of the 2 National Guard. Are you saying it's all connected, Pearson? All I'm saying is this. I know that the powers speak in certain colors, and I know this is sacrifice season because the powers, they celebrate December 25th for the sun god Ra. We celebrate this season for Christmas. They celebrate it for the sun god Ra, which his birthday is December 25th. Why is Donald Trump has on a purple tie? Is it coincidence? Now let me run a few more videos because this is interesting. I call it a sign. I'm not going to sit up and tell you it's not. I wouldn't have done the video if I didn't think it was a sign. Listen to him again.
It's like Somalia that have virtually no government, no military, no police. All they do is go around killing each other. Then they come into our country and tell us how to run our country. We don't want them. They're not good countries. They're very crime-ridden countries. They're countries that don't do a good job. They're countries that don't register from the standpoint of success. Talking about like Somalia, where you have a congressman who goes around telling everybody about our Constitution.
Last few days after we know that Abiy national.
He's very hostile. Very, very upset. Here's another one.
Dozens of people of East African descent have been charged, convicted, and sentenced for stealing more than $1 billion in taxpayer money from government programs during COVID. Do you take responsibility for failing to stop this fraud in your state?
Well, certainly I take responsibility for putting people in jail. Governors don't get to just talk theoretically. We have to solve problems. Minnesota is a generous state. Minnesota is a prosperous state, a well-run state. We're AAA bond rated, but that attracts criminals. Those people are going to jail. We're doing everything we can.
Governor Tim Walz is struggling to defend reports of massive fraud that occurred under his watch, some of which reportedly went to the Somali terrorist organization Al-Shabaab. The New York Times is reporting everyone, including Walz, was ignoring the warning signs because they were fearful of alienating the Somali community. And a lawyer representing one of the Somalis convicted of fraud said, quote, "It was like stealing money from the cookie jar." But instead of taking responsibility, Walz is attacking, guess who? Trump.
So again, they have the biggest Somalia population, I do believe, in Minnesota than any other state. Trump be on it, baby. He be on it. It's like there's no stone unturned. I do believe a lot of it is theater. I do believe a lot of it is good cop, bad cop. And I'm not surprised they're dealing with Tim Walz. Tim Walz might be a future figure in that I do believe that Kamala Harris is coming back, but that's another video, which I've done a few already. But I'm really, I'm really looking at this thing strategically in that we're putting National Guards in strategic places. I wonder how many, I want to say by December 20th, how many cities and or states the National Guard is going to be in. It appears like on average, every 5 or 6 days, there's something new. So if I was a betting man, I would say by the 20th of December, we're going to have maybe 11 or 12 states where the National Guard is going to be. But I'm telling you, something's going on with these colors. Tim Walz has got on.
Attracts criminals. Those people are going to jail. We're doing everything we can.
Governor Tim Walz is struggling to defend report.
Tim Walz got on the blue tie, and Trump had on the purple tie. I think they're speaking. I think the time is ticking on Trump. I would not be surprised if it's somewhere between the 20th and the 25th, Trump is going golfing. And then Kamala comes in. I wouldn't be surprised. But I just wanted to bring that to you guys' attention that I saw the purple. I couldn't let that pass up. There's no way I was gonna let that pass. I'm like, I do another video and talk about it. I take it as a sign. I take it as a sign. And I am trying my best to be Holy Spirit led, that every and any little clue that I can get to show you guys, where it's the purple rain, the 111, the golden age, you name it. And I did read all the comments about the last video I just did in relation to the 2 witnesses. Hands down, you guys think it could be, Enoch, Elijah, maybe even Moses. But yeah, we're in this last period. I don't like really debating whether it's pre-trib, tribulation, or in tribulation when Jesus is coming. But I know he's coming. I know the signs are here. And between the 2 National Guards being hit, that's being shot, and the 2 people who were in Venezuela when they targeted them holding on to the lifeboat. And you know what? Symbolically, I said yesterday, maybe it was today, that also I believe that the Twin Towers are Donald Trump and Pope Francis. Pope Francis was out of Rome. Rome was founded on April 21st. Pope Francis died on April 21st. That's the 111th day of the year. Trump is out of Washington, D.C. The White House was first occupied on November 1st, 1800. That's 111. It's right there. They're speaking. And now Trump got on a purple tie. This is going to be the biggest story ever. And I do believe I'm one of the handful of the people pointing this out, probably in the most unique way that can be done. I teach the 5 C's, the clues, the codes, the colors, the comprehension, time, and conclusion. And I conclude to you that when Prince said in his verse, you say you want a leader, but you can't seem to make up your mind, I think you better close it and let me guide you to the purple rain. In my mind, it meant the REIGN, the reign of the Antichrist. And that purple is real. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get ready for another week. Should be interesting.